Hi, I'm Dr. Jim Daly. I think I'll take this mask off because I'm here in my office and I'm not exposed to anybody. So I'm not exposing them to virus. I'm not being exposed to it. So I think it's safe for me to not wear the mask here. However, I really recommend that you do wear a mask while we're facing this coronavirus invasion. And I want to talk a little bit today about the coronavirus, why it's important, and why I think we need to take a lot of precautions with it, but also try to make sure we keep our lifestyle and our selves functioning. Now, the coronavirus is something we don't know a lot about yet, honestly. It really is something new, and that's why they call it the novel coronavirus. Now, a lot of you may know from history how novel viruses can be really dangerous to populations who have not seen them before. If you remember the Native Americans here in the USA, when the Europeans first came, they were wiped out. Whole tribes were wiped out by things like measles, chickenpox, diseases that we don't like, but they didn't have near the devastating effect on Europeans that they had on the Native Americans, because the Native Americans had never seen this kind of virus before. They weren't prepared for it. Their immune systems weren't prepared for it. So a novel virus like this has the potential to do a lot more damage than something we're used to, like a cold and flu virus. So that's why this is being taken so seriously. Now, having said that, I also want to tell you that we can do a lot of things to protect ourselves from this virus. And I'll go over that a little bit. And some of them are just really basic. Wearing the mask, like I talked about at first, that I don't need right now because I'm by myself. That's an essential part of stopping the spread of this virus, because this virus is mostly spread through the mouth and nose to other people. Viruses like the coronavirus are not transmitted anyway but person to person. If we can stop that transmission between people, we stop the virus cold in its tracks. So that's really important. The social distancing, not getting together in crowds, wearing masks, these are all important things. Now, as the days go by, we're going to start looking at what we can and can't do more closely. Try to open up the economy as best we can, obviously. But right now, our main focus is stopping this virus, and that's what you can do. The government did us a very bad service. Well, the CDC particularly, early on telling us not to wear masks. That was not good advice. That was bad advice. Every other country in the world, the populations were wearing masks. The CDC, I think, deliberately deceived us because they wanted to save the masks for healthcare workers who needed them most. Maybe that's a noble cause, but giving bad information for the right reason is not good. And, the mask I was wearing was a homemade mask. It works well. It keeps me from giving the virus to other people. And that's what's really important. If everybody is concerned about their neighbor, helping other people around them not get the disease, we will stop this, and we stop it fast. So that's critical. Now, we have an immune system that really looks after us. And that's something that I want to mention. We have something called the innate immune system. If we have that immune system strong, the virus very likely will never get a foothold in our system, even if we're exposed to it. And that's why a lot of people don't get it. We have cells like dendritic cells that produce interferons. We have natural killer cells that will attack cells that are infected with a virus. We have other mechanisms in the innate immune system, the neutrophils, macrophages. All these get involved in the immune system against it very early on. Now, it cannot keep up with a very serious spread of the disease. We get a whole bunch of it, it overwhelms that innate immune system. The innate immune system, at the same time as trying to fight it off originally, is also sending signals to the specific immune system to make antibodies against this, to activate T cells against it. But that takes a week to 10 days to kick in. So we really want to have a good, strong immune system. We also want to look at what the real risk factors for this disease are. The risk factors include things such as obesity, heart disease, hypertension, age, which we can't do anything about. But these kind of factors are all related to your health and your diet. Even hypertension and diabetes are mostly related to being overweight. Overweight and obesity are risk factors in themselves. So you can see that, the biggest thing that you can do to protect yourself against this kind of attack is to maintain a healthy body type. Be lean, be mean, and you'll go after it. Not mean in a literal sense. But anyway, that's just something that's very important. Don't sit around stuffing your face with food during this coronavirus epidemic, because you're going to make yourself very vulnerable to serious illness from the coronavirus if you do that. Now, there are also nutritional approaches that people are using. One of the main ones that we see right now is zinc. Daily Manufacturing, my company that I work for, I'm president of, manufactures dietary supplements. And we're suddenly selling out of zinc. It's just going like hotcakes. I think it's because the president mentioned on his evening reports that some drugs in combination with zinc was very effective, or appeared to be very effective against the coronavirus. Well, that's using it in a very specific way that you probably won't be using it if you buy our zinc, because you're not probably taking those drugs. So is zinc beneficial if you're not taking the drugs that it supposedly helps to work better? Well, yes. We know that zinc is very important for the immune system. You may not need to take the big doses, that perhaps what they're using in those trials for the disease, but you need zinc for the immune system. It's probably the single most important mineral for the immune system. We know this. A researcher in India discovered this many years ago, Rajit Chandra. Unfortunately, he ran into problems later in life where he did some unethical science, but he is really the founder of nutritional immunology as a discipline. He worked with underprivileged, poor people in India who were malnourished to see what was really affecting their lack of immunity against diseases. And it turned out the major nutrient they were missing was zinc, and it really had devastating effects on the immune system. Now, when I met him some years ago, about 25, 30 years ago, I guess, it was at a meeting at the Federation of American Societies of Experimental Biology, FOSSIB, and he was presenting research there on zinc and on how, when you start giving zinc to people, the immunity goes up and they have a stronger immune response. However, he found that if you give them too much zinc, the immunity started going back down. So you can overdo zinc also and actually hurt your immune system. So you want to get this right. And I tell people I wouldn't take as a supplement more than 50 milligrams a day. I think that's based on what his research was. That's about right. In fact, 30 milligrams is probably a very good amount for most people. And that's what we sell in our zinc supplement. And I recommend that you take that because it's good for your immune system and you need a healthy immune system right now. But I don't recommend, loading up on a lot of zinc because you can suppress your immune system that way. Well, what else are people taking for helping their immune system? I won't say boost the immune system because that sometimes might not be what you want to do, but you want to optimize its ability to respond appropriately to outside invaders like the coronavirus. Well, I suggest vitamin C. There again, a good amount of it. This will give you a 1,000 milligrams sustained release vitamin C in our supplements. But any vitamin C is good, but that happens to be the best. So I really recommend that. Also, elderberry. I gave a talk just on elderberry. You may want to go listen to on YouTube. It's a wonderful thing for helping to prevent colds and flus. Apparently, there's actually substantial research on it. I won't say it's a proven therapy because it's not. In fact, I don't consider anything, drugs or supplements, to be proven. I think that that's a word that shouldn't be used in science. We prove very little in science. We only give evidence to support it. And I edit a scientific journal, and I really don't let people use that word in the journal, to be honest. Vitamin D is good. It's good for the immune system. It's good for a lot of things. Really, you want to keep your vitamin D levels okay. I take less during the summer because I get sunlight exposure, which gives me vitamin D. Of course, I take some other things too that are unrelated to the coronavirus. Ageless brain. I'm getting older. I like to take nutrients that help protect your brain as you get older. Everyone, especially if you're a vegetarian or vegan, but probably most people should take a little bit at least of vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is easy to be deficient in because it's hard to absorb, and it is present in very low amounts, even in animal products. And I take Easy Flex, which is something that helps the immune system to work properly and not get carried away, and give you good immunity too. So these are things that I like to take. It's not all the supplements I take, but some of them that I consider most important right now. And I think that the main thing, however, is take your supplements, eat a good diet, lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, get out in the air, fresh air when you can, out in the sunlight. These are just wonderful things to do for your health all the time, but especially right now. And, be thoughtful for other people. If you protect other people, you will protect yourself. I don't know if I have the coronavirus right now. There's no way I could know if I'm asymptomatic. A lot of people are. Apparently, most people never have symptoms from it. I may have gotten it back when I was in China last fall. I don't know. But I do know that if I'm careful, that I wear my mask, if I stay away from people, I'm not going to give it to anyone else. And that's the most important thing. And if you do that and everybody else does that, we will shut down this coronavirus in days or weeks. So keep that in mind. Most of all, stay healthy. Make America healthy again. I like this hat. And I'm getting some more of them if you want them. But anyways, I hope you'll stay in touch with us. You can get to our website at dailymfg.com. dailymfg.com. That's dailymfg.com. Daily Manufacturing. We also have a Facebook page. We also are on YouTube. You can find us a lot of different places, and we loved hearing from people. I hope you will join us for our talks that we give occasionally, and come and see us on our webpage. And have a safe, healthy week coming up. Really take this coronavirus seriously because it is something serious, and we need to deal with it. And thank you very much.